Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my awesome reviews, but this one is a book review. I will do Uncharted 2 soon, maybe not really soon, but I will do it soon, and I will do World War Z a little bit later, but I'm reviewing something else completely different right now, and that thing is Halo, Cryptum, the Forerunners saga, by, Greg Bear, Hugo and Nebula award-winning author. That's what I aspire to be. I want to be an author when I grow up, or well, a writer for like scripts and stuff, you know. But this was a really good book. It got me thinking about how I would write for my styles, but it's not really about how I felt. It's supposed to be, is this a good read or not? So let's go with that. On the back it says, 100,000 years ago, the galaxy was populated by a great variety of beings, but one species, eons beyond all others in both technology and knowledge, achieved dominance. They ruled in peace but met opposition with quick and brutal effectiveness. They were the Forerunners, the keepers of the Mantle, the next stage of life in the universe's living time. And then they vanished. This is their story. It's $24.99, so it's a very expensive book. If some of you like Halo and want to read this book and don't have the money, I suggest you wait for a paperback edition, but who knows when that's going to be released, so I didn't really want to feel like waiting, and I wanted to buy it. There's something about owning books, not like renting them from a library. I like owning books. That's just me. That's how I go. Anyway, it's about a young forerunner named Bornstellar Makes Eternal Lasting. A very rebellious forerunner. And his name sounds a lot like a Native American name, because it's like, you know what I mean, I guess. And he meets up with two humans by the name of Chakas and Riser. I'm guessing they're kind of Native American because they have that aura about them. They're like spiritual people, except for Chakas. I guess he's more of a Chakas reminds me of a little bit more darker person than a Native American would be. He's like a little bit more on the bad side, but he's still a good guy, you know. Riser's like the chanter and stuff like that. Well, he's not like a chanter, but he reminds me of a Native American kind of person who would do that, I guess. Anyway, no offense to Native Americans, by the way. I really don't. I'm just reviewing something. Anyway, so basically he's on this little quest, and it begins with a ship, and he's in like some Dajamon Kin thing, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know how to pronounce it. You can find out. It's like Jamon Kin or something. I'm not gonna go into detail about that. It's the weird name. I don't know where these guys come up with these names. I guess maybe Dajamon Kin might be a real place, seeing as how this first chapter starts off on Earth. Wait, yeah, Earth. I'm pretty sure it starts off on Earth. I don't know. It sounds like Earth to me. I guess I didn't fully interpret that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This book is not like the original Halo books, you know, the ones like Fall of Reach, The Flood, First Strike, Ghosts of Onyx, Contact Harvest, Cold Protocol, and the short story anthology kind of thing called Halo Evolutions. It is completely different, and it kind of reminds me, I mean, they were wearing, if you've seen Halo Legends, and you see the Forerunners in the Origins part of that Halo Legends DVD thing that I bought for $25, which was totally worth it. Totally, I might review that later. I might. It gave me a little I actually kind of know how the Forerunners look. They look like armored people with white armor, and they look all badass. They really do. And I guess that's been put in here because they wear armor and they don't take it off like in forever. It keeps them from having to sleep. They don't need it because of the armor, but if they had the armor off, they would need to sleep. It gives them nutrients, so I guess they don't need to eat or anything if they have the armor on. It gives them... It's got like an AI, like the Spartan stuff, you know, it's called an Ansel, I guess. Gives them various information on crap, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that. I better concur with my thingy, my jigger. And then just go, oh, I got it. Something like that. Well, basically, it's not, back to what I was saying before, it's not like the other books in the series. It's a different author, of course, and it's more slower paced. There's not like full on shooting scenes where you throw grenades and crap. It's more like a contemplative. It's more of a thinking book. It's like they analyze a little bit more than they did in the other books, because these are foreigners. They're supposed to be really intelligent. They're like the supreme people thingers, and it's got some action. Yeah, it's got some action. It's got enough action to keep you on your toes and just be like, oh, cool, awesome, that's so badass. But there are parts where they're just talking, or there are parts where he's just like thinking, and there are parts where he's explaining about his past life, his past or whatever. Not past life, past. And just stuff like that. It's not like Fred jumped on the warthog and just started speeding away, and then Master Chief is out there with the chain gun, just starts shooting, ricocheting bullets off of every wall and crap like that. It's more like he walked a slow walk, something like that. It's not as fast paced, is what I'm trying to say. And it's okay if you like Halo. If you're a really big fan of Halo, this book is definitely for you. You get it, because you'll know a lot more about the Forerunners. You'll be like, oh, I didn't know they did that. Oh, that's awesome. I thought they but whatever. And then like the San Shayun, which are actually the prophets, they had an alliance or something like that. Oh, that was a spoiler. That was a big spoiler, but it's not that big of a spoiler because it's just said once or twice during, maybe 4 or 5 times during the course of the entire novel. Maybe a little bit more. I didn't really count. I really didn't even notice much of it. Just like, oh, they had an alliance. Oh, okay. That's pretty sweet. It just reveals a lot of information that some fans are like, ugh, I still don't understand this thing about Halo. Maybe they ever come out with an explanation. I mean, what the hell is going on? Like, will they ever come out with an explanation? Oh, they came out with this book. I better read it. Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. It's kind of like one of those. It just answers a lot of questions that people had. For me, at least. It answered a lot of my questions. I don't know about you guys. If you like the way the other books are and you like fast-paced crap and stuff like that, this book might not be for you. I guess it could be okay. I mean, I like the other books too, but this book is a little bit slower paced, and if you hate stuff like that, don't get this book, even if you like Halo. If you really, really like Halo and you still hate slow pace, maybe you might be able to get it just to find out what the hell's going on. But only get it if you're into a more intelligent storyline development thing that explains only a little bit of what you were asking, but still gives you a little bit more in your imagination. Or you get crazy off of like being like, this never explained anything. Because for some people it might not even explain anything. They'll be like, so what's the big deal? He's a Forerunner who became someone. Okay. Is that all the Foreigners really were? Why the hell were they the gods of the Covenant then? Why did the Covenant worship them? It's more about technology, like... It's more like a technology-oriented thing. It's got a lot of... it talks a lot about technology and rock formations and stuff, and it's not the same as the ones released by Eric Nyland, William C. Dietz, Tobias Buckle, and Joseph Staten. And then the various artists in Halo Halo Evolutions. So if you could get this book if you're a big fan of Halo, but I suggest for some people who are sort of fans of Halo, sort of okay with slow-paced stuff, but still overall like a lot of action and a lot of things. Maybe you wouldn't want to waste $25 for a copy of this, because it's also the first series in the trilogy too. Because then you're gonna want to buy the other three. I mean, the other two, which aren't gonna come out for a long time, I'm guessing. I wouldn't. If you're like that, I wouldn't even wait for a paperback edition, because if you're like that, it's not even worth the $8 that it's probably gonna be when there's an paperback edition. I would just go to the library, find it, and just read it. Just borrow it from a friend or something. It's a good read. I suggest you read it, buy it, only if you're like one of those people who needs to have Halo because you're like all Halo obsessed. I got this book because I had a gift card and nothing else caught my eye when I went to the bookstore anyway, so I just got it. And it was like for sale too, because Borders is like closing down anyway. So I give this book a whopping 9 out of 10. For me, almost all books are like 9 out of 10s because I love reading. People who are out there who hate reading, what are you guys thinking? It's like TV in your mind. Anyway, it's a 9 out of 10. Read it if you are like Halo obsessed. Read it if you're like, oh, Halo's pretty cool. Don't read it if you think Halo is stupid and it doesn't beat Call of Duty. But Halo does beat Call of Duty, because I think Halo is much better than Call of Duty. I think Battlefield is much better than Call of Duty. But I think Halo is also better than Battlefield. So if you're like one of those Call of Duty, and don't get mad at me for thinking that Halo is better than Call of Duty, because everyone has their own opinion. I don't even have an Xbox 360 or an Xbox for that matter, and I still think Halo is better than Call of Duty, even though I have a bunch of Call of Duty games on my PS3. So 9 out of 10, and you should read it because it's a great book, great characters, great passing of time. So yeah, have fun with it if you do intend to get it. And see you guys next time. P.S. By the way, this little video is like 15 minutes long because it said my thing was eligible for 15 minutes, and I just want to try out to see if it would work. So I guess I'm going to upload this and find out if this 15-minute thing really is real or not, or it probably is, but I'm just making sure because I'm like that. And if you got a problem with that, you can die. Okay, well, bye.